After months of only casting pro games in StarCraft 2, I figured today it's time to, I guess, reboot an old series. I used to cast viewer-submitted replays in StarCraft 2 pretty much every single week, sometimes every 2 weeks, I guess, but now it's been probably like 3, maybe even 4 months or so. So what I've got for you today are 2 Silver League replays that were recently sent on over to me by viewers. So I hope you're ready to cringe. Now, spawning right here in the top right-hand corner of a map called Raduset Station. It's a Silver League Protoss player. I'm gonna assume that this is a Forge. Let's check. Yep, it's a Forge. Of course it's a Forge. It's a Silver League ZVP. Spawning right here in the top right-hand corner, we have none other than Validicus, of course, everybody's favorite nickname, and his opponent in the opposite corner, going for a spawning pool first. We're looking at Nos Nacho's main hatchery. This is a bit of a disaster for any cannon rusher, right? Like, you're really leaning into your opponent going for a hatchery first. Looks like there will be a hatchery on the low ground here eventually, as Mr. Nacho decides to send a drone on down. Then goes for a gas geyser, because I guess his opponent tried stealing the both of them, but this drone was way too early to become a natural extension regardless. The problem is, best case scenario for this photon cannon rush? Yeah, killing the spawning pool. That's it. Like, he shouldn't... I mean, I'm already starting to get angry. He shouldn't be able to get any more damage done than, at the absolute most, killing the spawning pool. Now it should be within vision range as well, so Nacho Man does see what's going on. He starts up a queen, he starts up a bunch of Zerglings. This photon cannon will definitely finish up. I wouldn't have minded seeing him pull a few drones to try and shut this down before it really gets underway. But instead, okay, oh, maybe he didn't notice. Oh, I think he just didn't notice until just now when the photon cannon started shooting. He's like, wait a second. I guess, okay, yeah, we go, oh, okay, yeah, okay. We wanted to hit the pylon until we damaged the shields, and then we're gonna, okay, retarget it onto the photon cannon there instead. Zerglings have decided that they really need to prioritize, together with the queen over here, that one gas geyser that was stolen from him. But, like, here's the thing, even if the spawning pool goes down, Zerg can just transfer the drones towards the natural expansion, right? It's not like this really needs to be addressed. In the meantime, by the way, on the other side of the map, Validic, I don't know how to pronounce his name, he's decided to, yeah, not do anything. So he's not going for any additional probes, he's not really building any infrastructure. He is really committed to winning the game with photon cannons that are, by default, always going to be out of range of the hatchery. So the creep spread at the start of a game is far away enough that you can't actually get a cannon rush going and hit the hatchery in the middle. So, unless he manages to, like, I don't know, get the Zerg player to leave, this alone is never going to win him the game. Now, I would not mind seeing the Zerglings being used to try and, for example, kill this stuff. Yeah, that's never going to happen, buddy. I'm sorry. Probius himself is going to go down here as well. All right, so ultimately, where are we at right now? I love the fact, by the way, where did the queen go? Brenda? Okay. No, Brenda! God. You know, casting viewer games, it's bad for my blood pressure, I can tell you that much. Apparently the queen decided, nope, this is not what we're doing. She could have marched on over and lived a long and happy life right here on the low ground, but instead, she decided that she wanted to sacrifice herself right here and feed herself to that photon cannon. Nos Nacho says, alright, love the priority. Target firing down that one pylon over here with the drones as well. But still, after all this dust settles here, right? Big picture, significantly better for the Zerg than it is for the Protoss. Like, this was the absolute best case scenario here for the Protoss player, because Zerg decided to feed him a couple more kills than he absolutely needed to. He didn't use the Zerglings particularly efficiently, and in the end, this is really all we end up with. Validicious over here also a little bit concerned about, I guess, a Zergling run by towards the other side of the map. Luckily, Nos Nacho here, he's forgotten that he has... No, he didn't forget. He moved them from here to there, and then from there to there, and now he's finally moving them around. It's a little bit funky, isn't it? Why didn't we use these Zerglings? I thought maybe he had forgotten that they were around in the first place, but... Alright, anyway, Cybernetics Core coming up right now on the other side of the map. Spawning pool building right here as well. A little bit of a different position than the first one, but inside of the main base of the Zerg. Baneling nest, really? So this is a baneling nest before Link speed, which is about as bad as it sounds, but honestly in this particular game, as Valadicious decides to go +1 ground weapons as his very first upgrade, that's a build order and a half. In a game like this, honestly, there's really not a whole lot available right here for the Protoss player to hold on with. There's really only one photon cannon, and, well, a handful of banelings will do just fine. That being said, though, we're droning on the back of this right now, which is a little bit funky. I'm not exactly you know what, guys? I've seen enough viewers for the game. I was just gonna say, I don't know what this baneling nest is going to achieve, but I think what he's going to do is the most painful thing of them all. I think he's gonna kill these photon cannons using banelings. I would hate everything about that, so please don't do it, Mr. Nacho, but I have seen that happen in the past. So we basically see the Zerg player trading out like 20 banelings to killing all of this. It would be by far the worst thing he can do. In the meantime, there is a proxy hatch going up. In the top left-hand corner of the map, Lair has been fired up too. Link speed is about halfway done, and we do have additional Zerglings. Please do not blow up those photon cannons in the main base, Nos Nacho. I'm gonna have to stop this series. Like, I'm not even gonna upload this video if you do, okay? Okay, I will, but it would make me very sad. We're not doing anything, are we? No. No, we're just chilling, man. Okay, the Zerglings are just hanging out in case, I guess, a few adepts or something like that would show up. So I really am not sure about the baneling nest, but I guess it's a beautiful structure and we needed something, right? We needed to do something with our money. The proxy hatchery in the top left-hand corner is an interesting one. Generally, we don't see Zergs proxying bases, but don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. We don't generally see Zergs proxying bases. Usually that's more of like a Protoss, maybe a Terran thing to do. Mostly because the queens kind of wander around a bunch, and yeah, it's kind of difficult to manage multiple bases at the same time. It's a little bit different anyways for Zerg compared to Terran and Protoss. But, I mean, if the Protoss player is going to continue his one base all-in with another layer to his one base all-in, couldn't actually be too bad. We have the charts upgrade coming up and just a whole load of gateways. I guess, I was gonna say, yeah, we don't actually have a way to easily warp in on the other side of the map with a prism, but I guess we still have these zealots here available right now, because there's pylon power inside of the main base. So, Valadicious here is gotta go. Okay, before he really finishes up his mass gateway production for an attack in the main base. Seems a bit of a waste, I'm not gonna lie. But you know what, those safe, no. Okay, alright, you know what, I'll let it slide. In the meantime, those few zealots, yeah, they're gonna slice up a few more hydras as well, because apparently Nos Nacho is going for every tech in the book. Lings, banelings, where are you going? Did you just leave within vision range of that zealot? So he's trying to go for his proxy base. This is one of the classic Silver League strategies. I like to call this one, crossing my fingers and hoping my opponent didn't notice. It's a great strategy. It's a working name, okay? Maybe I'll come up with something shorter at some point, but there's a lot of strategies going on the lower end of the ladder where basically the entire strat comes down to hoping my opponent didn't see what I'm doing. Valadicious says, ha! Great communication so far. Ha. Only 2 letters at the absolute most. Roaches are gonna be pretty good though. Zerglings, not so much. But roaches are gonna be pretty good, and ultimately, yeah, even though we did end up killing a bunch of stuff in the main base and Valadicious gets a decent trade, I am still not in love with this. He's on one base. The economy of the Zerg has not really been hindered very much, plus he has no idea. Oh god. He has no idea about the proxy base in the top left-hand corner. This is what happens when you misclick a mineral field. Nos Nacho is too busy typing in the in-game chat rather than noticing this mistake. When you misclick a mineral field and you accidentally right-click a drone, the other drones that you've selected are gonna chase around another drone instead, so they're currently on follow command rather than mining. LOL, just having fun, LOL. Sure, that's what every cannon rusher says. I've heard that many times before, Valadicious. To be fair, Valadicious is breaking one of the golden rules of the cannon rushers that I've seen over the years in StarCraft 2. He's decided to not follow this up with either Dark Templar or Void Race. Charge slots with +1 ground weapons? Surprisingly considerate choice. Yeah, I actually, I mean, I still hate it, but I don't hate it as much as a Void Ray or a Dark Templar follow-up. This man may not be in the possession of a copy of the Great Book of Protoss Cheese, but Chris... No, don't kill your own lair! Don't kill... You've saved it! You've saved it, Nils Nacho! What are you... Nils Nacho, why are you killing your own base? Oh, God. Valadicious decides to rub salt in the wound over here. Lol. I don't think Nils Nacho has the greatest mouse control. Nils Nacho, if you happen to be watching this cast, considering the amount of misclicks I've seen so far in this particular game, right? Please tell me your mouse DPI is not set to the freaking moon. This is something actually that I feel like we gotta kind of blame the peripheral manufacturers in StarCraft 2. Dang it, says Valadicious. A lot of those, like, companies that make mice for your computer and keyboards and all that, right? They, like, keep advertising. Now, up to 16 million DPI, right? Which basically means that if you move your mouse, say like a centimeter on your mouse pad, it flies across multiple monitors, right? For some reason, that's turned into a selling point, even though it's actually not that good. The vast majority of the pro gamers that I know, especially in, for example, shooters, they will play, like in first-person shooters, they will play at like 400 DPI. Most StarCraft pros seem to be between like 450 and like 1200. I've interviewed many pro gamers over this sort of thing, okay? I highly recommend trying to lower your DPI, because it makes you much better at controlling your units, unless you're a robot, which you aren't, because your micro is pretty horrible. You might send your main army. Oh, Nils Nacho thinks that there's a main army? Well, this is it, buddy. This is the entire army. It's come across the map. We have transfusion energy. I would love to see it, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I also don't think we need to. Oh. He had the queen selected right there for a second. Incredible micro. Proxy gateway coming up. You know what, Valadicious, you're running into a bit of an issue. You're running out of money, first and foremost, and you have no idea about this base in the top left-hand corner. This proxy hatchery may just become the saving grace, as we have... Wait, what? Okay, sorry. I just saw him starting up a lair. You need, in order to go for a lair, you need to go. You need to have a spawning pool, right? The fact that he's building a spawning pool over here and a lair at the same time is really weird. Like in 13 years of StarCraft 2, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody start up a lair and a spawning pool at the same time. Because one requires the other, and usually you don't make 3 spawning pools in a game of StarCraft 2. But apparently this game... Even if this base is lost, just like the previous story in the main base, which by the way was killed by the Zerg and now I guess rebuild again. Even if all of this is killed, I still like the position better here for the Zerg. I don't know why we're making Hydras, man. I'm really not sure. Queens, Zerglings, Roaches should probably handle everything. Yeah. Hydras are one of the worst units to make. I kind of feel like Hydras should be a thing that like Zork players at the lower end of the ladder just don't realize exist. Like, it's one of those units, it's pretty horrible. Like, it requires, like, at least a little bit of StarCraft study before you can, I don't know, promote yourself to using the Hydralisk, you know? You don't start with the most complex equipment right from the start. And it doesn't, it's perceptible, because, like, it's kind of perceptible because you think it's easy equipment to use, but it turns out the Hydra, it's bait, 9 times out of 10. Valadicious, you needed an expansion about 9 minutes ago. Are we finally going to make one? No, we're gonna long distance mine instead. Okay, excellent. So he believes at this point that he's winning this game because he has killed his opponent's natural. He's killed all of the economy, even though he had vision of like 12 drones, leaving one of those zealots alone. He has no idea about this base here in the top left-hand corner. Interestingly enough, though, I'm not sure about this decision here from Nils Nacho because he's decided to just sit here. This man is getting slapped in the face over and over and over again. He's decided, yeah, I like it that way. Now, we don't judge. On this channel, we don't judge people for enjoying getting slapped in the face. It's just a questionable choice, is all I'm saying, okay? Your lifestyle choices, they don't affect me. You can do whatever you like, but... I would have chosen differently. Ultimately, he is trying to figure out maybe where his opponent spawned. Because... I'm not sure what we're doing. Okay, he's made 1 million Ravagers. Still has a lot of gas in the bank. If this would have been the classic Void Ray or, for example, Dark Templar transition right here from Protoss, he would be in a world of trouble. So Valadish's right now, he's thinking, yo, the win condition in a game of StarCraft 2 is to destroy all of my opponent's structures. This has got to be the last structure, right? So here's the victory screen! And it doesn't pop. It doesn't pop because there's an entire base. What just happened? Sorry, what just happened to those zealots? I just saw a zealot die. Zachary, screw you, man. Bit funny, isn't it? Alright, not exactly sure why we decided to kill him. Valadishis is looking around the map right now, trying to figure out what in the world is happening. But Nos Nacho has once more woken up. He's using his 1 million DPI mouse to hover over the minimap, and he's found, you know what? This top right-hand corner may just be where my opponent resides. Alright, this may actually turn into a bit of a base race, unless Valadishis decides to go back home. Yeah, I think he's all army hotkeying at least. No, not quite. He's sending a lot of his units back home. Interestingly enough, he warped in his defenses on the other side of the map, which is a very interesting choice as well. He is not prepared for this. You know what he should have done? Dark Templar or Void Race. Now it's Nos Nacho to rub in a little... Yeah, it's his turn to rub in a little bit of salt. You'll love to see it. Interesting communication, by the way, from the opponent and from the players in general. Not looking good. LOL, just having fun. LOL, dang it. You might as well send your main army. Damg. Lol. Dang it again. I love the family friendliness. I do appreciate that, guys. Great stuff. You know what? This is certainly one of the most epic Silver League games that has ever been played in StarCraft 2. No fancy units. It is quintessential. Oh my god, you know what? No. I don't want to do the caster thing. There's really no way that Protoss wins this. If Protoss wins this, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. There's no way. I mean, oh, look at him. Boom. 0 work. No, 1 worker remains. Where is he? Probius, look at him. Well, Probius got a friend at the very least. Kinda behaving like dogs over here, sniffing each other's butt. Smart, dude. That way you can recognize which probe is who. The problem is, right, as long as Nos Nacho doesn't, like, go AFK for the next 15 minutes, I just don't see how Valadishis is ever going to be able to win. So I'm gonna speed up the game. I believe, as long as he attacks, he should be okay. Alright, he's actually trying to rebuild his infrastructure over here, which is interesting. He's currently already, with just 8 workers, oversaturating his only base. But ultimately, there is really no way for a Protoss player to obtain the victory. GG, LOL is cold, and it's indeed Nos Nacho who obtains the victory. Game number 2. We once again find ourselves in a Silver League match, but this time around we're on the map Solaris. We're in the top left-hand corner, we're looking inside of the main base of Cordysaft. I guess this man just, well, at least for the first half of his nickname, just laid down his hand left to right on the keyboard, and then for some reason we would decide... What happened to the ASD... I don't know. I hate this nickname. His opponent going double gas first. You love to see it. We're looking at none other than My Imperative's main command center. This is a supply depot into double gas opener right here for the Terran. I'm not sure. I don't know. So in order to go for a barracks, you need to have a supply depot. In order to go for a factory, you need to have a barracks. So ultimately, we're just gonna stack up a lot of gas and achieve very little. Yeah. This kind of strikes me as a Terran player who, in the previous game that he played, ran out of gas. So he's decided that's never going to happen to me ever again. I also got supply blocked a couple of times. That issue has been solved right at the very start of the game. Excellent beginning right here for the Terran. Really nothing to criticize whatsoever. Just maybe ever so slightly inefficient. As we do have a proxy, yeah, SCV going out, I guess. Either that or he assumed that his opponent spawned in the top right corner, because this could, I guess, be a 4-player map. I'm not exactly sure. In the meantime, on the other side of the map, we have a gas pool into a hatchery build, it seems. Alright, I would actually love this if QWERTY decides to pull his drones out of gas at 100. That would make me very happy. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think instead we're gonna see 500 gas at minute 6. And none of it being spent on anything. But that would be cool anyways. Oh, we're just also not gonna... What? Proxy engineering bay. Proxy engineering bay. I don't know, guys. I've got nothing. Oh, we're huh? Sorry, what? So, hold up. We went depot, gas, depot, barracks, fly depot, proxy, engineering bay. What for? Like, why? What are we doing? Now there's a proxy factory coming up? You don't need to have an engineering bay in order to make a factory. Engineering bay usually is used to, for example, unlock infantry upgrades. Or to unlock the missile turret tech. Or, I guess at this level, more often than not, to go into a planetary fortress. Alright, this game is gonna take 3.5 hours if it's up to the Terran player. He is not planning on really doing anything. This man is rushing out the +1 ranged upgrade for missile turrets and planetary fortresses. This is an upgrade that we see in professional StarCraft 2, but not until, like, you've gotten everything else, you know? Like, this is when you're a rich Terran player, you've gone shopping, you have about 17 mules to mine with, all at the same time. That's when you go for the high-sec auto-tracking upgrade. There's a missile turret! What in the world, man? Alright, Imperative, though, strategic genius, is gonna pull these SCVs away, so his proxy engineering bay will not be scouted. In the meantime, he is scouting his opponent. Double starport inside of the main base. Okay. I hope he realizes that this is not going to increase the range of the Banshees, I guess? Or battle cruisers or liberators or whatever. It doesn't... I don't know what this is. I think it's Banshees. But it, like, there's no way you can produce 2 battle cruisers on one base, assuming you're at least decently effective. And everything else just falls flat on its face, right? Like, you can't really go mass Viking. That doesn't make any sense. So, Banshees, I guess? The proxy missile turret does get killed, and... Ooh, proxy, no, don't kill it! Have a heart! Okay, good. Like, 3 minutes of StarCraft 2 led up to the high-sec auto-tracking upgrade, straight into the building armor. Let's go, dude. My imperative is basically rushing the least important upgrades in the game. Usually these are only, again, gotten when you have so much money in the bank. It is Banshees, by the way. It is gonna be Cloak. Okay. Yeah, this is building armor. So this also increases the amount of space that you have inside of bunkers. So you can put more units inside of bunkers than you ordinarily would be able to. Anyways, Lara's gonna finish up on the side of the Zerg, who's doing a pretty decent job, honestly. He's not very fast on the droning, but this has been a confusing game anyways. He's been doing a decent job looking around the map. He hasn't seen his opponent's natural expansion, so that would be one of my priorities, because if you assume there might be an expansion out, you know, the natural location would probably be the most likely one. Hyperflight rotors on the back of this too, by the way, so we're going double upgraded Banshees. Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, I don't love it, but it's pretty bad, but, you know, could be worse. New... Did he finish his armor upgrade? So, no, he didn't finish the building armor. His proxy engineering bay got spotted. He never finished the building armor upgrade before it got killed. And now he's re-proxying another engineering bay, but this time around to the other side of the map. Can we rush out the other upgrade? Can we go building armor again? I don't know what's going on. I hate everything about it, but now I want to see the building armor upgrade finish. Come on. Imperative. Go, 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 go. I don't even know how much the upgrade costs. I think it's 100, 100? I think it's actually like 100, 100. Yeah, it's not the cheapest thing in the world. I'm gonna look it up. Building armor Liquipedia. It's one of those things, right? So you don't get it until much later into the... No, it's 150, 150. So it's actually kind of pricey. It increases the armor of the point defense drone. Well, that's something that's been taken out of the game a long time ago, so not even Liquipedia is fully up to date. Last time this got updated was October 2013. It should, however, increase the range of the auto turret, the missile turret, and the planetary... No, the armor, rather. The armor of the auto turret, the missile turret, and the planetary fortress, and all other Terran structures by 2. So I don't know why it specifically says auto turret, missile turrets, planetary fortress, and then on top of that also all other Terran structures by 2. Like, of course, structure. That makes no sense. It's a bit of a weird description, isn't it? Anyways, point defense drone was an ability on the Raven that was super confusing. Nobody really understood how it worked. So it was impossible to communicate as a StarCraft 2 commentator and in general as a player. Yeah, stupid ability. Never really liked it. So, we just have, I guess, a engineering bay over here to make a bunch of missile turrets. Fair enough. Because when you think about it, Banshees cannot shoot up. I mean, they're fast. They can fly away from most targets out there, but yeah, here they are. Oh, God. You do have to stop and shoot. What are you doing, man? Ugh. Ugh. Did he kill anything? Hold up. Hold on. I gotta go back to when the Banshees first came across. So here they move. Did they kill anything? Because they fired once on the spire, but that was it. Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. Well worth it. Good thing we got that building armor started and high-sec auto-tracking researched. Cloaking activated, but it turns out spore crawlers are detectors. Muta's also very fast. This is the worst Banshee harassment that I've ever seen. And I don't say that lightly, because I've seen some bad Banshee harassment over the years. Maybe if you can justify killing... I mean, honestly, you're doing the Zerg player a favor, because you really don't want to be going Hydras here. Fusion core, in the meantime, on the other side of the map. My imperative, by the way, I gotta say, I love the fact that he decided to rush the golden minerals, only to not mine the minerals, but only go after the refinery's gas. That's beautiful. That's some curious decision making, to say the least. Can we maybe make an overseer? We have to. Oh, there we go. But the Banshees, oh, smelling danger, decide to go back in. What? I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of some of the decisions, but some of it just leaves me wondering a lot of things. Like, yeah, the life questions are popping up into my head, you know? What are we doing here? Why do we exist? Where do we go after this life? I mean, existential crisis while casting a Silver League TVZ. Not entirely unheard of. I'm sure I'm not the only one. We're queuing up battlecruisers right now. I was talking about how it's difficult to afford battlecruisers earlier because they're so expensive. But apparently we have money now to queue them up, which is fair enough. More Banshees, by the way. Activating the cloaking field early once again. Do you think they will also fly in? Oh, we're gonna go after the base itself. Okay. Yeah, the Mutas do have their support over here with those overseers, and Nematai's Carapace was researched, so Cordy should be able to send those... No, we're gonna go into the main base? Alright, you should be able to send them all in relatively easily. It's just the Mutas here that have been tasked with killing this. You know what? That +2 or that +1 building armor is actually kind of nice. We don't... +2 is what it is, yeah. We don't actually have the building armor here, so maybe my imperative just foresaw this. Now the battlecruisers are out, however, and battlecruisers are really good against Mutalisks. So we decide to queue up more Mutalisks. Like, we could make Corruptors instead, right? Considering the entire Terran army is Banshees and battlecruisers. Yeah, we could, like, not do this. But we are. Yeah, no, we are. Alright. One problem right here for QWERTY is that he hasn't seen the... No, he has seen the bottom left base. He did scout this. What? So... what? I don't know. He did see the bottom left base and he decides, you know what? No. I am gonna sit here in the main base where I know there's a planetary fortress. I'm gonna bring all my Zerglings and then put them on the ramp and do nothing. What a strange sequence of events. The thing is, guys, I get to think about these strategies, right? Rationally, as I'm casting these games. And I've been playing StarCraft 2 for a long time where a lot of actions happen on autopilot. Like, honestly, that's what StarCraft 2 practice does. Or I guess any practice, really. Right? The more you do something, the more repeatedly you, do certain actions, the easier it becomes to autopilot certain actions as well. I think what's going on in this game for both players is that they're doing the worst thing that a StarCraft 2 player can do. They're thinking while they're playing the game. They're actively trying to make the right choices. And that takes way too much brain power, dude. Like, StarCraft 2 players, we're all very dumb. We can't think and play at the same time. Thinking generally happens outside of the game, right? So you lose this game, for example, as the Terran player, you're like, what could I change next time around? And then, hopefully, the next time you find yourself in a similar situation to this one, although this is a really strange situation, so I guess you'd be hard-pressed to find yourself in a similar one. But anyways, hopefully next time you're in the same spot, you will be able to make decisions quicker, right? That's why we practice. That's why anything is worth repeating, or anything worth doing is usually worth repeating, because you just get better at it. There's some questionable decisions going on in this game, though. So whoever submitted this, both guys here are playing pretty terribly. Now Corruptors are coming. You know what? Yeah. QWERTY probably, at least he didn't get trapped into making Hydras, because his Hydra then got killed. What? Sorry, what? I don't know. Is he creating a proxy base over here? I guess that's an idea, but it's a pretty horrible one. 11 Overlords, by the way, start up in the meantime on the side of the Zerg. You'll have to see it, making sure he's got Overlords for the next game. That doesn't work, QWERTY. You don't get to make Overlords for the next game. You gotta play them individually. Alright, here's the Zergling. Oh god. Ooh, yeah, no, I was gonna say, that ain't gonna work, man. We need a lot more Corruptors to actually fight all of this. More battlecruisers are out. Yeah, there's... Oh my god. We actually are supply block right now, too. Okay, the strategy of making a lot of supply depots early, apparently it did not work the entire game long. But this is actually becoming kind of a dangerous battlecruiser fleet. At the very least, the SCVs here got killed, so that's something. Okay. So what's the plan? What is the win condition right now, Imperative? I guess his win condition is to make a death ball and to hope that his opponent doesn't kill him before that point, right? Not a bad strategy. Here's additional battlecruisers showing up. There should be at least one more, yep, just about to pop. Second one also still available on that production tab. I like, by the way, that we're lowering the supply depots, even though the entire Terran army flies. Anyways, that's besides the point. It would have been nice, I guess, to block Zerglings, you know? But he's like, no, I gotta lower the depots. It's definitely worth an extra action, even though it doesn't achieve anything. This could be a perfect moment, I guess, to let you know that if you also want me to make fun of your games, you can submit replays to replays@LowkoTV. Please only submit your very best, or even better, your very worst games. So I can, maybe check them out in the future. I've noticed recently that we haven't been getting as many of those replays coming into the, well, email inbox anymore, because I guess I haven't really featured the viewer games on the channel either, but it would be really cool if we get some more very spicy games of StarCraft 2 over the next couple of weeks, as we do finally have the Zerg making a move. Is there enough? I think there is. The Corruptors here are very powerful. They're also +1/+1 upgraded, actually, which is really quite nice, and my Imperative, I don't know what he was thinking when he went for the proxies and when he went for all of his decisions, but ultimately, his army just got murdered. Now, our Zerg player could be using the Caustic Spray ability and save himself some Zerglings, but apparently that is not going to happen. As a matter of fact, the planetary is going to have to burn to death. Very dramatic ending right there. Directed by Michael Bay, I think. Very nice. There's the building armor restarted again, okay? For all the building armor enjoyers. First, the upgrade was researched at like the 4-minute mark in the top right-hand corner. Now we're 16 minutes in, and it will be researched all the way in the bottom left. Beautiful. Beautiful done. Or beautifully done. Okay, I think I'm gonna speed up the game though, because this looks like a game that is practically unlosable right now for our Zerg player, but... Okay, I don't know where we're going over here. No clue. 8 mutants start up on the back of this. Why are we doing that? No clue. He's going all the way around the map, but he's finally made his way towards his opponent natural. Yeah, that's nice. One battlecruiser here basically gets one shot. 2 shots there from some of those corruptors, but those corruptors are incredibly powerful. Most of the leftover money. Oh, really? We're gonna jump the... Okay. Oh, that's a nice donation. I want to give a shout out right here to our Terran player for donating even more battlecruisers. SCVs, or Zorklings rather, tried their very best to kill BCs as well. And ultimately, man, we get 2 back-to-back Zork victories. I think that these games, they certainly prove that Zork is way too overpowered. Blizzard, please, fix it.